everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something really fun and budget friendly. We'll take a single item from the Dollar Tree and transform it into 4 fun and functional herb crafts. Get ready to see how a little creativity can go a long way. Hi, my name is Katie from Lady Red Crafting. Let's get started. Today's crafts are all going to start out with using this fun cloth bag that I found at the Dollar Tree. And for this craft, I'm going to start out by using the parsley. And once we have that parsley leaf cut out, I'm going to set that aside. So I found this clay pot that I had used previously in my kitchen, and I'm going to reuse this and elevate it by painting it the color Elephant by Waverly Chalk Paint. What I found with painting this clay pot, it did take 2 solid coats of paint to get this completely covered. Now, the step of painting the pot is completely optional, but if you want to match your decor, I found that painting these clay pots, it makes it really nice because you can mix your paint to match whatever colors you have in the place that you want to display your pot. And sometimes when you go to the store, you just can't find that right color. So this is a great alternative. So while the pot is drying, I'm going to go back to our little piece of parsley. And I'm just going to tear the fabric around the edge just to give it a rough little edge. Let's go back to our pot. I'm going to grab an egg carton and I'm going to set the pot on top of the egg carton just to help keep everything stable when I'm doing my Mod Podge. Since I'm going to be planting herbs in this pot, I'm going to use my dishwasher safe Mod Podge just in case it gets wet. Next, we're going to go ahead and flip over the fabric, and I'm going to place the Mod Podge on the back side of the fabric. Then I'm going to carefully place that piece of fabric onto my pot, and using some cling wrap, I'll smooth out any of the wrinkles. And once that is completely dried, I'm going to add a few final touches. Using my hot glue, I'm going to add a little plaid bow, and then that adorable turquoise twine that I found at the Dollar Tree in the nautical section this year. I'm going to make another little bow and put it on top there just to give it a little bit of color since I like blue in my kitchen. Now here is how it turns out. I just love how this looks. It's really rustic but fun. And if you wanted, you could totally do this for like 3 or 4 pots and make a whole little garden. Let's go back to our cloth bag and try a fun new craft. We're going to cut out the rosemary herb for this craft. Now, once we have that one cut out, we are going to pull the strings around the outside edge and do the same thing where we fray the edges. Next, I'm going to grab this wood coaster and set it on a paintable surface. And I like to tape those down using some painter's tape so it doesn't move around while I'm painting. And we're going to start out by painting this in the color White by Waverly Chalk Paint. And once our paint is completely dry, I grab this reusable self-adhesive stencil. And I got this on Amazon and I have used it for many projects. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to line that up on my little coaster. Once we're satisfied with the placement of the stencil, I'm going to take that little herb cutout and I'm going to place it in the center of the stencil. And using the lines, I'm going to eyeball where I'm going to use my chalk paste on the stencil so I can leave the center white. The chalk paste I am using is redesigned chalk paste in the color Iron Gate, and I'm using a squeegee to apply this. And I wanted to say a quick thank you to all you viewers out there. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button below and let me know you enjoy this content. Thanks! Now that we've removed the stencil, I am going to go back with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white and just clean up any of the edges before we apply our piece of cloth. So since I'm going to be using this piece outdoors, I am using my outdoor Mod Podge, and I'm going to do a nice coat of Mod Podge over the entire coaster. Now while the Mod Podge is still wet, I'm going to lay down my little piece of cloth on top of that Mod Podge. And to make sure everything stays into place, I'll do a nice little coat of Mod Podge over the top. And once our coaster is completely dry, I'm taking some wood glue and a wood spoon. And I'm going to take the wood glue and I'm just going to do a little circle around the outside edge of that spoon. And I'm leaving a little spot on either side that I can use some hot glue. And by using the hot glue, it just allows the coaster and the spoon to stick to each other a little bit quicker in that one spot, giving the wood glue some time to dry. And to make sure everything stays into place, I did use these pink clips from the Dollar Tree to attach to the spoon. About 1 hour later, I was able to remove the clips. And for a final touch, we'll add a jute bow. And now our little rosemary marker is complete and is ready to go out to the garden to put in front of our rosemary bush. Introducing the LaserPecker LP2, the ultimate portable laser engraver. With its powerful 5-watt laser, the LP2 can engrave on a wide range of materials, including wood, leather, paper, and plastic. So let's test it out by engraving a wood spoon. Let's start out by raising up the laser and placing the wood spoon underneath. Next, we're going to open up the mobile app LaserPecker Design Space and create our custom design. Once I am satisfied with the design, I will connect wirelessly via Bluetooth to the LaserPecker LP2. I always preview the design to center the laser. The laser will show a light box on the object that you are engraving, and this is a great way to assist you in making sure that your design is exactly where you would like it, making it so easy to use. So now we press start and watch this LaserPecker LP2 create this amazing design. And wow, this is so cute. I love how this laser works. Now let's try another design. I found this cute jar at the Dollar Tree, and the wood lid on this would be perfect to engrave with our LaserPecker LP2. We will start out by centering the lid underneath the laser. And then we will create a quick and easy design on the LaserPecker Design Space app. Once we have our design, all we do is preview to ensure we have it lined up the way we would like it. Then we press start and watch the magic begin. And this is our finished product. I think this turns out so nice. It looks like it was professionally done, and you just did this real quickly with your fun LaserPecker LP2 engraver. Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, this LaserPecker LP2 is the perfect tool to unleash your creativity. If you're interested in learning more about this amazing engraver, or if you would like a coupon code to enjoy a discount, check out the link in my description box below. Thank you for watching. Now back to crafting. Let's transform this hanging holder into an herb pocket. We're going to cut out the oregano, and I'm going to take this little piece of fabric and I'm sticking it in a cup of English breakfast tea. And after the little piece of fabric has had some time to soak in the tea, I soaked mine for about an hour. I took it out and then I actually ended up rinsing it a little bit with some water and then letting it dry. And once it was dry, I frayed the edges around the fabric. So I found this beautiful ribbon at Ben Franklin and I really wanted to use it, which is why we ended up staining that first piece of fabric. What we're going to do is we're going to start out by measuring two 6-inch pieces of ribbon. Next, I grab a piece of pipe cleaner and I'm going to cut about a 4-inch piece off of that pipe cleaner. Now let's take a piece of the ribbon and we'll loop that and hot glue that together. Now with our other piece of ribbon, I'm going to fold it in the shape of a V, but I want both of the front sides of the ribbon to show on the front, so I kind of squish that together in the center. Now we take that loop and we make a bow shape and then we attach the V to the back. And using the pipe cleaner, we're going to wrap the two pieces of ribbon together. Now let's fluff out the bow. And next I'll grab the ribbon again and we're going to cut about a 1.5 to 2-inch strip. And I fold that into thirds and we're going to wrap that around the center to cover up that piece of pipe cleaner. And I'll just use some hot glue on the back to secure everything. And once everything is secure, I'm going to fluff out the tails and dovetail them. And now we have the perfect little bow to place on our project. Now let's put all of the pieces together. I'm going to start out by grabbing my outdoor Mod Podge because I may be placing this outdoors. Next, we're going to take that piece of fabric and we're just going to flip it over and paint the Mod Podge on the back side of this fabric. And once our fabric is completely coated, I'm going to gently place that fabric onto our little tin. And we'll use some cling wrap just to take out any of the wrinkles. Next, we'll take some hot glue and add that to the top of our tin and secure our little bow. You could display this tin just the way it is, which would be adorable, but I chose to add a little bit of rocks down to the bottom of mine, and I actually planted an oregano plant inside the tin. And I think this turns out so magical. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This little cutting board will be a perfect addition to my tiered tray. We're going to cut out the basil piece from our cloth bag. Next, let's go ahead and pull some strings from around the cloth, and this will give it a nice and rustic look. Now back to that cutting board. I'm grabbing my Waverly chalk paint in the color white, and I'm going to completely coat my whole entire cutting board with that white paint. Once that paint has dried, I grabbed my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I'm going to do an extremely light dry brush around the corners of this board. So I'm actually going to remove some of that paint from my brush before adding that to the cutting board. And I just went around the entire edges of that board. Now I grab my Mod Podge in hard surface, and I'm going to add a little bit of that Mod Podge to my board where I want to place my piece of fabric. Gently then lay your piece of fabric over the top of the Mod Podge. I just lightly tap down the fabric And I did put a little bit of extra Mod Podge where I needed to, just to make sure everything would stick nicely. And to ensure we do not have any wrinkles, we use some cling wrap over the top of the fabric, and I just smoothed out all the wrinkles. Now take your hot glue and add a cute little bow to the top of our cutting board. And wow, we have this easy and adorable little tiered tray decoration that we can use in our kitchen, on a tiered tray, or even just place it in front of a basil plant. And there you have it, a fun and festive way to use one item to craft 4 easy to make and sure to bring a smile to your home crafts. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more creative DIY ideas. For more kitchen-themed crafts, check out this next video. Thank you for watching, and remember, craft more, stress less.